At 6 years old, they were inseparable. They made necklaces out of wildflowers, chased each other through market stalls, and dreamed of a future far brighter than their modest beginnings. Chola, when we grow up, we'll both marry princes, Emmy declared, her eyes gleaming with excitement. Chola giggled. And we'll live in big houses with gardens full of mango trees. Their laughter echoed through the crowded streets, a promise of a future they would share. As they grew older, their bond deepened, but cracks began to form in their seemingly perfect friendship. Chola was the steady one, always focused on school and her dreams of stability. Emmy, fiery and ambitious, often felt overshadowed by Chola's calm demeanor. While Emmy's plans often fell apart, Chola seemed to move through life with quiet success. By the time they reached their 20s, the friends were living vastly different lives. Chola had landed a stable job as a marketing executive, and by 28, she met Kofi, a charismatic entrepreneur with a warm smile and big dreams. Their relationship blossomed quickly. Within a year, Kofi proposed, presenting Chola with a modest yet meaningful engagement ring during a sunset stroll along the Akenya River. Chola, I want to spend my life with you, Kofi said, his voice steady with sincerity. Tears welled in Chola's eyes. Yes, Kofi, 1,000 times yes. The engagement marked the beginning of a new chapter for Chola, but for Emmy, it ignited something darker. At the engagement party, Emmy raised her glass high, her laughter the loudest in the room. But as she hugged Chola, she whispered, "Lucky girl, I hope you know how rare this is." The words, though seemingly supportive, carried a faint bitterness. After the wedding, Emmy became a frequent visitor to Chola and Kofi's home. At first, it seemed harmless. She would drop by unannounced with gifts or help Chola prepare dinner. But beneath her cheerful exterior, Emmy's jealousy festered. One day, as Chola was out running errands, Emmy found herself alone with Kofi. She leaned casually against the kitchen counter and said, "Kofi, you must be so patient with Chola. She's lucky to have you. Some men wouldn't tolerate a wife who works so much." Kofi raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" "Oh, nothing," Emmy replied with a dismissive wave. "It's just, sometimes Chola talks about how she misses her freedom, but I'm sure she's just stressed." The comment lingered in Kofi's mind, casting the first shadow of doubt. Emmy's schemes became bolder. Late one night, she created a fake social media account and sent Kofi a cryptic message. "Do you really know where your wife goes after work? Ask her about her new friend." The message hit its mark. Kofi confronted Chola the next morning. "Do you know someone who would send me this?" he asked, showing her the message. Chola frowned. "This is ridiculous, Kofi. I go to work and come home. You know that." Though Kofi wanted to believe her, the message planted a seed of mistrust. One weekend, Emmy invited Chola to a trendy cafe for brunch. Halfway through their meal, Emmy excused herself and made a quick phone call to Kofi. "Kofi, I just saw Chola with a man at the cafe," Emmy whispered. "I thought you should know." Moments later, Kofi called Chola. "Who are you with right now?" he demanded. Chola was stunned. "What? I'm with Emmy." When Kofi mentioned the call, Emmy feigned shock. "Oh, I was just joking with him. I didn't think he'd take it seriously." But Chola felt uneasy. Emmy's behavior was becoming increasingly strange. Emmy began exploiting Kofi's insecurities. During one of her frequent visits, she casually remarked, "Kofi, I heard some of the guys in Chola's office think she's beautiful. I hope they know she's off limits." Kofi laughed it off, but doubt gnawed at him. Later that week, Emmy arranged for a mutual friend to send Kofi photos of Chola at an office party, conveniently cropping out the context to make it seem like she was overly close with a male colleague. The tension between Chola and Kofi exploded into another argument. "Why don't you just admit it, Chola? You're hiding something," Kofi shouted. Chola was devastated. "How can you say that? I've done nothing but love you, Kofi." Chola began noticing patterns. Emmy's timing was always too perfect, her comments too pointed. During a dinner party, Emmy let slip a private detail about a disagreement Chola and Kofi had recently resolved. How did you know about that? Chola asked, her tone sharp. Emmy stammered. Oh, Kofi mentioned it to me. I thought it was fine to bring up. Chola's heart sank. How much had Emmy been meddling? Chola decided to test her suspicions. She asked Emmy to join her for coffee, steering the conversation toward her marriage. Sometimes I wonder if Kofi truly trusts me, Chola said, watching Emmy closely. Emmy's eyes lit up. You're not wrong, Chola. Trust is fragile. Maybe he's the one hiding something. Chola smiled inwardly. Emmy had taken the bait. A week later, Chola overheard Emmy on the phone in her kitchen. Don't worry, it's working. Kofi is almost ready to leave her. Chola's blood ran cold. Emmy, her best friend, was the mastermind behind her pain. That evening, Chola confronted Emmy. How long, Emmy? How long have you been trying to destroy my marriage? Emmy tried to deny it, but Chola's fury was unrelenting. I trusted you. You've been feeding Kofi lies and tearing us apart. Why? Emmy broke down. Because I'm miserable, Chola. I've watched you get everything I've ever wanted, and it killed me. I just wanted you to know how it feels. Chola revealed everything to Kofi, who was horrified by Emmy's betrayal. I should have trusted you, Chola, he said. I'll do whatever it takes to fix this. Together, they began rebuilding their marriage, seeking therapy to heal the wounds Emmy had inflicted. Emmy, shunned by her peers, wrote Chola a heartfelt letter. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I need you to know I'm sorry. I lost myself in my jealousy, and I almost destroyed the person I love most. Please, forgive me. Chola, though hurt, chose to forgive Emmy from a distance. Chola and Kofi's love emerged stronger than before, built on trust and resilience. Emmy, humbled by her actions, began a journey of self-discovery, vowing never to let jealousy consume her again. Jealousy is a silent poison that can destroy the strongest bonds. But through truth, forgiveness, and resilience, even the deepest wounds can heal.